Now using inline command. Now, okay. Let's move on to some interesting topic of transparent SSH gateways. What it means is, let's say I need to from client. I know I have to log into server. Let me see if I'm able to log in. Okay, it's because I've created something before. Rename that file now. Okay, now it's asking me for password, and I'm logged into server. But let's say that there is a situation where in which you are not directly able to log into server, but you have to go through an intermediate gateway, SSH gateway, and then reach the server. Then how would we do? Let me create one such scenario by changing host.allow and deny file. Now I have configured this box server to allow connections SSH only from gateway, not from client. Now let me try doing the again, SSH to server. It's not allowing me to do. Whereas from gateway, I'm able to log in. Okay, now again I'm logging into this because I have a key. I have pre-configured a key into this for some of our future exercises. So I'm able to log in to server from gateway. Okay, let's see. So currently I'm not able to log in from client to server. What I can in alternative do is I need to use gateway as host, so I can use this command -t gateway host SSH and target host. Now if you remember inline command execution where we had given ls at the end of the SSH, it had executed that command. Now I am going to give SSH at the end of the command. Okay, let me give this first and then show you. It's asked me for gateway's password, and since there is already no trust between server, gateway and server, it did not ask me for server's password, because if you remember I have created a key in gateway with empty passphrase to log into server directly like this. So because of that I have not been asked to type the password for server, but still I'm able to log into server from client without actually going SSH, without first going to gateway and then from that shell typing SSH server. So it's like using inline command itself. I was able to achieve it. The -t which I've given here means create a terminal. Otherwise, as I stated, it will not create a terminal when we give a TTY, when we give a inline command execution. Let me show you what happens if I don't give that T. Come on. Okay, still I'm into server. Let me log into client. I don't give this T. All it does is just hangs, because there's no, okay. Say sudo terminal will not be allocated because stdin is not on a terminal. I mean, SSH needs a terminal, but there was no sudo terminal associated because it doesn't do when you give inline command execution. So all you have to do is ask it to allocate a terminal using -t. And there you go. You have from client, you're logged into server. The next trick to log into server. Okay, there are problems with this. Is not a completely transparent approach. If you see, I had to type gateway's name, and then there was a command after that to reach the end target, and it can only be used for remote shell access. Now you can't do SCP, secure copy over this type of configuration. And transparent SSH gateways using automatic command execution. Let me do that. So now what I would do is we have a file in gateway host. We have a key in gateway host which allows us to log in without any password, right? So I mean, it doesn't matter. I can log in with password also. Doesn't matter. Let me change this command to server. So instead of giving ls as a command, I gave SSH server. So once I connect to gateway host, this command will get executed automatically. So let me log in, let me go to client, and this time since I have changed that file name, no, I have not changed the file name. Okay, so I can just say gateway. It's asked me for gateway's password. Let me log in. Okay, since I think I'll have to give the key name. Let's say 1. Okay, so if you see, since this ID_RSA file had no password associated with it, it did not ask me for any password. I had asked to log into gateway. It logged into gateway. It executed this command. Come on. SSH server from gateway and gave me access to server from client directly. So the command that I gave is just SSH gateway. So this is using auto command execution. And next way is using config files. If you see, I had to give name here as gateway, SSH gateway. So to make it, look good, I can create a config file and say these two things have already been done in previous step. All I need to do is create a file, say host as host name and remote host name. I'm just giving any name. I can give SVR, but yeah, let me give SVR. And then say gateway. This file I've created in .ssh.config. Now if I say SSH SVR, I need to give the file name key name because I have renamed it. Now people will think that I'll okay. SRV. Okay, so I have given server, I did not give gateway, though because of this file, I've logged into server. I'll show you why. I've logged into server directly. So it's because of now if you see, when I click exit here, it says connection to server closed, and then it says connection to gateway closed. So you can see actually that, okay, it's doing double connections from there. The reason why I was able to type SRV and go to server is because of this entry in host in config file. Now this is again very interesting file in SSH. I can create host any name, and internally it would get translated to this name. So that's how it happened. So all I gave is this name, but it changed that to this name, and then I was logging to gateway. This is one of the other method. And final and most interesting method is, and the problem with this also can be used for remote shell, requires the key pair target and host. because I need to give auto command generation. That's why auto command execution. That's why I need a key. This is most interesting one of transparent SSH gateways using proxy command. Let me do it. We are again using .config file. Hostname, proxy command, SSH gateway, NC, this. SRV1 proxy command. No, I need to give host, which I've already given. Proxy command. SSH, then gateway hostname, which is gateway in our case, then NC target hostname, which is server 22. Now problem with this is this does not work with keys, but I can do this. SRV1 is asking me for gateway's password. Okay, it does take some time because it's calling another process of NC. Now, if you know NC, it is a netcat. It's telnet-like thing, wonderful thing, and does require a session on its own. But till it comes, you know, the advantage, the disadvantage is I need to give password. I'm not able to use keys with it, and the advantage that is, you know, it can be used not just for remote shell but also for remote file copy. I mean, even SCP would work. It's still taking time. I mean, this is one more disadvantage that I could have added in that, but it's a bit slow because of that NC. So it will eventually come there. Since I've given SRV, it has asked me for gateway's password, and from there it will take me to server. Let me go into next session, which is secure tunnel creation. Now, CQ, if you remember the initial